I've had a recent inquiry about the origins of my YouTube username, Shotztoxic, and it's not something I've been very happy with over the years. There's no way I could ever imagine it of being used to anybody to say, do you know Shotztoxic? No, nothing good can ever come of this name. But I didn't know at the time, I don't think, that I signed up, that once you choose a username, it can't be changed and you're pretty much stuck with it. There were things bouncing around in my head at the time, and unfortunately many of the things you pick up from pop culture are toxic. The worst things are the things you encounter first, and you have to go and dig and struggle to say something that's more healthy, or know something that's more healthy, unfortunately. But it came about because I was interested in a reinterpretation of the Britney Spears song Toxic, or perhaps just a better interpretation of seeing what was already there, depending on your point of view. I saw Toxic as something that was, in part at least, a Western song. Several of the guitar intervals sounded to me, in the narrative I made up in my own head, like someone jumping on a horse and galloping off, and like the swinging of a lasso, a rope, used to try to capture a cow, and the movements of the rider and the horse going after the cow that's darting, stopping, starting, changing direction to try to avoid capture. I put a story in my head about a dysfunctional relationship between a cow and a cowboy. The cowboy is chasing after this cow that's an enormous amount of effort to catch, perhaps wild or out in the open, and is not getting very much milk as a reward for his efforts. The Shotz idea came from the frequency of the name used as a bar, and the idea from the song Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, that cowboys like smoky old pool rooms. So I made up this bar in my head, partly based on real bar names. That would be a smoky old pool room cowboy type of bar where someone would go and try and sing this Britney Spears song and adapt it for a cowboy audience, because shots are what's taken at the bar in terms of billiard playing and in terms of drinks, and shots might also be related to one of the accessories one dons if one dresses up as a cowboy, wearing a 6-shooter, which takes shots. So it was something I regretted quite soon after I made up the name, and I wished I hadn't done it, but one has to live with those consequences, and I guess is subjected to some influences, some you wish you could edit out before you put them out into the world, or before you expose other people to something potentially toxic, but things slip through from time to time, and that's what happens.